Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Pam and Ricky join me today, and we talk about those hidden values that are included with your Walt Disney World vacations. When you head down to your next trip down to Walt Disney World, we want to make sure that you get everything you can out of that trip, from movies under the stars and having some s'mores to the great transportation, free water park admission, and more. We break it down and give you those hidden values that you can take advantage of during your trip. Don't forget, today's show always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You make the show possible. Could not do this without your support. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2732 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready for a great weekend. We are getting ready for a great podcast. We're going to have fun today talking about some of those little value adds that you get with your Walt Disney World vacation. We want to make sure that you don't forget to take advantage of when you go down on your next trip, because sometimes some of these things are taking place or part of your package if you book a Walt Disney World vacation package, and maybe you just, get busy and you forget to take advantage of these things. They're right there, and you could have, maybe played some mini golf or, done some of these things, and you're like, oh man, if I did this back home, it cost me a few bucks and I had this included. I could have done this on my trip and had a good time, because we know that Walt Disney World vacations aren't the cheapest thing in the world, but there are values that if you take advantage of them, it gives you, it makes the trip worth it. So let's talk about that today. Have a good time. Joining me, the crew here again, and the birthday girl who's probably still celebrating that deluxe villa life. She's probably, maybe they've upgraded to a treehouse villa. I don't know, a 3-bedroom grand villa at this point. I doubt she's in a deluxe studio anymore at this point. She's like Zach and Cody back in the day. We have Ricky from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and I almost said touring plans. The Mouse for Less. I know, that was a long time ago. Even though we did see Henry make an appearance on some show the other day. What's up?
We did, yeah. It's funny because every once in a while I think about Henry and I'm like, I wonder how Henry is.
You do think about it? I don't think about Henry that much, but apparently this is Deep Thoughts with Ricky. You think about Henry.
Deep Thoughts with Ricky. Yeah. I didn't say it was often. I said every once in a while.
All right.
So, but for those who don't know, Henry was an old podcaster on a show called Beta Mouse. And Mike likes to talk about Beta Mouse.
I do. I loved Beta Mouse. Beta Mouse was my favorite show because it was like Disney. It was like Disney nerdom, and it was totally my thing.
Disney nerdom. 100%. And so I was watching a YouTube vlogger, and we were watching it this weekend, and all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. I recognize that voice. And then I looked on the screen and I'm like, wait a minute, I recognize that face. And I was like, it's Henry. Because Henry did get a job with the Disney Imagineering. And so congrats to Henry. I'm so proud of him for continuing to work for Disney Imagineering. But it was so good to see him. I was so happy to see his face. And it was a great surprise. So way to go, Henry. I know this only goes to like Dr. Kai.
Kai's like,
that's what we're talking about.
Like, let's talk. Let's do the whole show about Beta Mouse and back in the day and the floating orb story and all this stuff with, the magic wristbands when we called them before. Dude, those were the days. Like, we'll talk about the DS that was like in this big box that they were like, workshopping around the park before My Magic Plus. God, those were the days.
But it was so cool to see him talking about some of the technological advances that I know he probably helped come up with. And I'm like, okay, that's really cool that Henry, somebody that I know is actually kind of behind a little bit of that. So that's kind of cool. That was magical for me.
And Henry definitely had he had a unique voice, still does.
He had a very distinct voice, and that's why I was like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, I recognize that voice.
Exactly. You hear his voice, you know it's Henry, and a distinct look. I mean, when you see him on camera, you can tell it's Henry, and just a great sense of humor. He is hilarious.
Yes.
I think I have to put the outtake on this show because I have a clip that I used occasionally, and I think it's going to be on today's show. So you get to hear.
All right, there we go.
We'll have a little Henry tribute on today's show for Dr. Kyle. Get a kick out of it. I love it.
It was good. It was good to see you, Henry. I know you're probably not listening, but it was really good to see you.
I love Henry. He was the greatest. Wish we'd get him back on. All right, Pam Forrester's with us. Yeah, it's when you work for the big mouse, you can't.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder. Yeah,
we're little peons down here. All right, Pam Forrester's with us. Corner of the Magic for Less Travel. Pam, happy Friday, man. Think about that. We've been on since 2008. We've seen it all come and go. It's crazy.
It's crazy when you think about it. When you say the episode number that this is, I'm like, and I'm sure other people think this, like that somehow we started at like episode like maybe 1,500.
Yes.
Right. No.
No.
So a lot of shows do. Like a lot of shows, and I've heard it's a strategy in
they
podcasting to start at start at 100 so you don't sound like you're a baby, or something like
Right,
that. No,
yeah,
we started at
exactly.
0. Yes.
I know. So it's so crazy to hear that. But yes, it is. And it's funny how many, like every now and then I'll be somewhere and someone will be like, hey, do you do a podcast? You know what I mean? Like, hey, I know you from the podcast. I'm like, oh, that's so flattering, blah, blah, blah. And I will tell you, when I was on my Virgin cruise in Europe, I met a couple people from the podcast.
That's amazing.
So nuts. So anyways, yes, it's always crazy to hear that.
I can go you one better. Last weekend, I was enjoying my Texas Roadhouse, and
Yes.
a lady across the way. And I was also, if you go to Texas Roadhouse, I was sitting in the most dangerous spot of the restaurant. And if you go to Texas Roadhouse often, you know where it is. I was sitting in the aisle where when the certain song comes on, the dance happens, right? So I'm always nervous when I'm in that row because you don't go to Texas, right? See, some people know. Bob knows, but Monorail Bob, he knows because he goes there all the time. So there's this row. It's kind of like from the bar a little bit away, but like they play the Texas Roadhouse song. It's like every 30 minutes or so, like this, like because they play regular music, and then all of a sudden you'll hear like there's this Texas Roadhouse song comes on. And so when that happens, it's the cue for like all the workers, I guess like the bus boys and the servers and the hosts and so they all come down. They do a line dance, but they do it like in this one like it looks like a runway like down the middle of the restaurant. But like Pam and I were sitting in that strip. Like there's a strip. There's seats on both sides. Like they're little like booths for 2 and 4s. So we get this one. Well, so anyway, I'm just sitting there eating. I'm like, I was nervous anyway, because I'm like, when that song comes on, dude, so like, it's like rude to not watch them, like just keep eating your chicken strips and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like I'm on stage there. So like, I got to stop eating and like watch them, and it's awkward dancing because it's all like teenagers and they can't dance really well. Anyway,
they don't want to.
Exactly. But
Right,
anyway, I'm eating my meal, and they're across the way, so they're also in the same situation as a couple. And this lady's like looking at me, and I'm like looking at her. I'm like, she looks kind of familiar. And at the end of their meal, they finish first. She comes over. She's like, Mike? I'm like, yeah. And she listens to the show because she heard me talking to us. Well, she probably knew because I was taking a selfie because it was the night after the cruise. We just gotten home from the cruise, and I want to take a selfie, like, the selfie that was like, this isn't, Tiana or, animator's palette kind of picture for Instagram, like, sad. But yeah, we got a great conversation. But yeah, meeting Alyssa right there across the way at Texas Roadhouse.
Love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Not Europe, but it was fun. Never thought I'd be meeting at Lister over, the buttered rolls, but that's how we roll here on our show. All right, so let's jump into today's show. We are going to talk about, getting the most out of our trips, especially Walt Disney World, because a lot of times we nag and stuff about like, oh man, we miss Magical Express going away and stuff like that, and we do. But I mean, we can't do anything about that. Maybe someday it'll come back, maybe it won't. But there are still things. I was thinking about this when I go down during Food and Wine Festival or
Sorry, I'm ripping a page out of my notebook.
do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
For my answers.
It's cool. I mean, the time's not up on the test. You know, I got to go back to my teaching days.
Okay, good, because I was getting nervous.
When I go down during Food and Wine or Flower and Garden or something, one of the things that I really get a kick out of when I go into Epcot is those concerts that are included with my ticket. You know, like I have an annual pass, but I can roll in and I get to see some really good acts. You know, there's a lot of times they're cover bands, but sometimes they bring in headliners. You know, you get to see like Tiffany will be there, Sugar Ray. You know, if you see these concerts in your town, they'll be like Smash Mouth, yeah. And, you know, you see these concerts in your town, you're going to probably pay, I mean, you're probably not going to pay $100 for a ticket. You're probably going to pay like $25, $30 maybe for that ticket. So that's included with your park admission. So I'm just trying to think like these little things that are just add-ons that maybe you don't think about they do enhance. Like, I guess we could call these like in a meal, like at a fancy restaurant, you call them enhancements. They make your experience better. And I think like a concert during a festival, that's an enhancement because you're not paying extra for that. But you're having that included because like during the regular part of the year at Epcot, you're not getting that, but you're paying the same to get into the park. So that's kind of an enhancement. And I think those concerts, if you miss them, you're kind of missing out because even the cover bands are great. Like I love like seen like Slippery When Wet, the Bon Jovi cover band. They're awesome. I've seen the Stayin' Alive, the Bee Gees one. They're great. I get a kick out of them. So that's one of the things, you know, don't miss because it adds to your Epcot day. So let's kind of go around. What other kind of things? So Pam, you got a piece of paper, so go with it.
I did. I felt like I did homework. It was like
exactly.
I was like a crayon.
You're very prepared.
Cramming for it. I
yes.
know. I was cramming too. Don't worry.
I know. So, anyways, so one of the things that I'm gonna say is included, you know, with your stay there at Walt Disney World is something that happens at night. And of course, all the parks have nighttime entertainment that's included with your admission into the theme park. And I think that that's a huge thing because it's not just like, you know, a little show here and there. It's like a full-on production. Like the Magic Kingdom fireworks are probably some of the best fireworks you're ever going to see, right? Hollywood Studios with Fantasmic. It's such a great show. Epcot, you have Luminous, and that's just like it takes place on the water. It's fantastic. But also outside of the parks, you have a little show called the Electric Water Patch.
That's a good point. Yes.
Right? This takes place every night. And we all know the music, right? You'll be sitting there somewhere and you hear da da da.
You can't miss it. It is like those are the loudest speakers in the history of the world. They really are. Those things pump.
They are. But it is such a cute, nostalgic little show. I mean, I remember this from when I was a kid. I'm sure the show has changed a bit since that point in time, but I remember seeing this and just feeling like oh my gosh, wow, like seeing lights on the water and whatnot, like that wasn't, you know, that was just sort of a big idea in that space. And the fact that they still do it, I love that. I love it. It's just quaint, it's cute, it's worth seeing, and I hope you take the time to see it because I love this little show.
Gosh, that's one of those things that, you know, I wish we were doing like an over-under show, like how many people actually see during their trip.
I know.
The electrical water patch, because you know, if you're not staying in a monorail resort, very few people probably even know that happens. It's so sad because it is such, I mean, it's been running since 1971. It's such a piece of Disney history.
Yeah, it is. So you can see it at all the monorail resorts. You can see it at Wilderness Lodge. You can also see it at Fort Wilderness. And on select nights, you can also see it from the Magic Kingdom, depending on how late the Magic Kingdom is open. But of course, you would have to be outside the park to see it. So, I mean, lots of really cool things. But yeah, that's definitely worth taking some time out to see. I don't oversell it because I will tell you, on my honeymoon, I oversold it. I oversold it to Steve. I was like,
I don't know.
Show.
It's
gonna be there. It's fantastic. I love it. We have to make time to go see it. Blah 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 blah. I made him go over to the Polynesian so that we could see it, and then he was underwhelmed a little bit. And now he's come to appreciate it.
Okay, I was gonna say, do we need to get with Steve and talk to him about it?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what do you mean you don't love it?
We just learned something about Steve because I love it.
Right? The cynic.
Steve. All right, Ricky, what do you got?
Well, I feel like this one's easy for me, especially right now, but I'm gonna go with it anyway because I'm taking advantage of it, and it is the free water park. And it's because I mean, really seriously, Disney has never done this before, where they are offering you the ability on your check-in day to experience one of the two water parks when, either one is open. But I mean, that is seriously a huge perk because the water parks are not cheap, all things considered. And so the fact that you can take your entire family to the water park on your check-in day and experience a full, however long of a day, from whatever time you get to there to the time that it closes, like that's huge. And it's one of the things that I'm fully taking advantage of this weekend because of the fact that it is included in my state. It is a free perk. And, I mean, it's such a huge thing that, so many people I don't think take advantage of, although I do feel like this year it's definitely been taken advantage of a little bit more because people, are like, hey, free water park. But, it is continuing in 2026. And so I just feel like this is such a huge thing that is, I mean, I'm really surprised that Disney is offering this. I'm not going to lie, like this, and that they're going to continue offering it in 2026.
For summer travel
Summer.
dates,
Make sure
yeah.
you say summer. Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Summer.
For
We
summer.
don't have specifics on it yet, but yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So,
Yes.
So
Yeah, I
that's
know
good.
it is. I totally agree, Ricky. I mean, price out
Yeah.
one visit to a water park. Like this could easily. I often say people who are like, we're staying off site. I'm like, you are, because if
Yeah.
you stayed one night at a Disney resort, this would more than pay for itself if you
Exactly.
were staying at a water park. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
So let me ask you this, because again, I wonder, because I mean Disney had never done anything like this, like a check-in day, and like we heard about this a year ago, like when this first like rumor was coming out and then it happened, like wow, that's something different, like we talked about
Yeah.
it. The agency's like, that's gonna be something different to book for guests, and that's neat, like that's something guests will like. But I mean, I have to think that the response to this was way higher than Disney probably anticipated. Like, I don't think Disney thinks. I think more people took advantage of this than Disney. I don't know like what Disney.
Well, they did
like
bring back both water parks,
Well, I mean,
which they hadn't done.
I hope
and,
that they would have. I mean, if you're going to offer free admission, I would have thought that they would have probably had on the plans to bring them both online at the same time in the summer. I mean, that would have made sense to me. I said that at the beginning, but I mean, it seems like more people took advantage of this even than they were probably expecting. That's just my feeling. I don't know what they were like, what their internal numbers ran, but I mean, it was a great promotion. It's a good promotion, really good. I mean, Pam, what do you think? Because this is like what you do.
I do. I feel that way. I mean, I've heard more people take advantage of this than than I've heard other things being taken advantage of. And I think coupled that with some of the specials that they've released this year, like the one that Ricky was talking about, it's been kind of an interesting year to see what Disney is doing in terms of that. And the fact that there are specials now that run, all the way through December of this year at Walt Disney World, I think is interesting too. So it's an interesting year, I think, for Walt Disney World. There's a lot of new things. There are a lot of improvements that have been made, and this was absolutely one of them.
What this harkens back in a weird way to when they offered like the ultimate park hopper, because you got to go to the water parks with that. So
Just
like that
one
was
day.
kind
Yeah, that's a good point. Because it does open it up. I mean, it was like the everyday, like the park hopper, park hopper, but it's your check-in day.
A little bit different, obviously, but I mean,
Yeah, that's a good.
It kind of reminds me a little bit about that.
That's a really good point. Like Pam said, Ricky's getting a ripping deal on that Disney Plus offer that she had, plus this. Usually it's like one or the other kind of situation with Disney all the time, but like, this is like a double dose. I like that.
Yeah.
And then next year, the free dining.
Easy. I was gonna go with that eventually, but
all right, we'll let you go with it.
No, but I mean, let's talk about that. Let's just go with it. I mean, because next year, you add the dining, and the kids, are gonna eat free with that dining plan. And think about it. I mean, one of the great Scott and I talk about this all the time. That, and I think as you go more and more, but I think it's also true for first timers, especially like when it comes to like character dining. That one of the first things you want to do as a first timer is you want to meet the characters And I know, speaking of Steve, he likes to meet the characters. He likes characters to come to him rather than him going to the characters. Because when you go to the characters, you got to wait. You know, like you got to get in a line. You got to wait. You got to schedule. You got to, it takes a little planning. Like, you know what? If you do a little footwork there and have a Disney dining plan, or think about it, like you can be sitting there having a really good food, really good food at places like Garden Grill or Chef Mickey's or what have you, Artist Point. And you pick your characters. You want to see villains. You want to see the Fab Five. Who do you want to see? Lilo and Stitch at breakfast. Whatever. Pick your meal. But those characters will come to you while you're having awesome food and you're maximizing your time. You're having a meal. The characters come to you. Now you have more fun to go play in the parks, and the kids are eating free. That's a pretty good deal. That's something that, if you don't take advantage of that, because who knows what's to be around long. But I mean, especially with character dining, this can save you money.
Agreed. I think that this was such a huge benefit for 2026. And I've been telling people, book it now because it's offered right now.
Yeah.
I don't know that it will always be offered with 2026 packages, but I do know that it's being offered right now. So we sort of have gotten our first special of the 2026 year, and it's a big one in terms of what it can save a family. I mean, that's a per night savings because a dining plan is something that costs you per night. So the fact that they're offering that next year, I think is amazing.
Yep. All right, so Pam, give us another. What do you got on the list?
So I was doing something. This is, a function of staying at a Disney resort. I have other ones that I'm going to move on to after this, but I felt like this was really worth saying. And it's the extra time in the parks. And I think we've talked about this a number of times, but I don't think we can overstate this. Even if you're, just getting the 30 extra minutes in the park of your choice, by the way, it's not like it used to be. It's not like extra magic hours on Monday or at Magic Kingdom and Tuesday at Epcot, whatever. Every day of the week, you can choose which park you would like to go into 30 minutes early. And that's only available for guests who are staying at one of the Disney resorts. That's huge. It is huge because it puts you at least 30 minutes, but I would say probably more like 45 minutes to an hour ahead of the other people that are going to be there. So ahead of those folks, if you're there. In addition, if you're staying at a deluxe resort or a deluxe villa resort, you also get extended evening hours, which is really huge.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's just, I mean, again, I don't think I can overstate how awesome that this is. Not only are there not very many people in the parks, but it's just so cool to be there in the evening. It's really late sometimes, especially Epcot, when you're talking about the extended evening hours there. It's very late, and that's just a cool thing. So again, that extra time in the parks is such a huge benefit, and that's included with your stay at one of the Disney resorts. So.
And two kind of hidden, like unspoken things about those, they're at better times to be in the parks. Like early in the morning, it's cooler, and late at night, it's cool, especially in the summer. It's July.
Yeah.
We're recording this in July. So both of those times.
That's on our mind.
Yeah, exactly. Better times. I mean, because right now there's like an extreme heat warning at Walt Disney. It's like the heat index is like 112 today. Just saying. I'd rather be there at like 8:30 in the morning and like 10 o'clock at night. Just saying. I mean, makes sense. All right, Ricky, what do you got?
I mean, sticking with the resorts, you do have the, Movies Under the Stars, which is kind of a nice little perk there. It's, anybody can go watch the movies. They usually happen on a beach or, somewhere in that's, in the middle of the resort and like, a big inflatable screen.
That's
and
what it's
just
called.
a nice...
Yes, that's what we show movies on, the big screen. Yes.
Thank you.
Like
Thank you.
Mini
Yeah.
drive-in.
And,
yes.
and it's always, a great, the animated classic, or, sometimes it's a live action film, and you can find out which movies are showing if you check at the front desk usually. But it's such a great thing to do with your family and experience. And the other thing that, of course, they do at night at a lot of the resorts, actually, I believe all of them, is where you can do the roasted marshmallows, which is again another really cool thing that you can just go experience. If you want to do s'mores, you can do s'mores. That has an extra cost to it, but it's not that much. I think it's like $7, and it's a really cute little Mickey Mouse graham cracker thing. It's adorable, and I've definitely done that before as well. So
wait. Did you pay for the whole thing, or did you split?
Yes, I paid for the whole thing.
Okay.
I didn't just pay for
Just
half of a
making
graham
sure,
cracker, and yeah.
Disney's gonna ask every time now.
No,
I'm just making sure.
No.
Okay.
I didn't pay for half a graham cracker. I paid for the whole thing. But it's a great thing to experience, and it's a lot of fun too. It's just it gives extra family memories, and it's one of the things that Brian and I love getting to do is having those family memories at the resorts and doing both the movies Under the Stars as well as the s'mores making / toasting marshmallows. It's a really great experience. Yeah.
See, stuff like that is so funny too, because I see that happening, and I know what's going to happen, right? Because you have kids and they're going to watch a movie that they've probably seen, 17 times on Disney Plus, right? I almost said like on the VHS, but dude, I'm old. But they've seen it on Disney Plus at this point back home. But I mean, I think like when you go home and like you're talking about on the plane ride home, or when you're, 2 weeks removed from the vacation, you're talking about it with grandma and grandpa, and you get home like at Sunday dinner or whatever. I think that like the movies Under the Stars are what the kids are going to talk about, like sitting there with mom and dad having the s'mores. Like, I just think that like that, the pool time, like hanging out, like I don't know that it's always going to be the ride on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's going to be like front of mind for the kids. I think it's going to be like stuff like movies Under the Stars.
It's true. I think almost every time I've gone to one of the little campfire things, I think I have seen people like with little kids trying s'mores for the first time.
Yes, because you just don't have that kind of an opportunity in your real life. You don't slow down enough ever.
It's true. Either that, or I've seen kids that are way excited about roasting the marshmallow. Like, I'm just like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a big deal. But to me, that's always so charming to see someone so excited about like things that we basically take for granted, if you will. That it's very, very cute. So
yeah,
worth doing.
All right. So I'm going to the Discord because I threw this question out there earlier today and we got some great answers. And one of the things that folks were mentioning were things like the scavenger hunts. The kids can do like Kid Cot stations over.
Totally was my next one.
Yes, I'm glad I nailed that because you what? Paige grew up doing these. I mean, these things have been there forever. Paige is 28. But we used to go, and back then you got like a mask. I remember this. Like you got like a mask on a stick. Yeah. I don't know if that's what they still are because it's been a minute since I've been there.
It's cards, like index-sized cards, and they do a stamp.
Yeah,
and
they did a stamp back then, but they stamp like the stick.
Something on the card too, but it tells you about the country as well. It's been a while since I've done it, but I've done it as an adult, and it's a lot of fun. Even as an adult, you don't have to have a kid with you. It's still fun.
Yeah. How'd I guess you did as an adult?
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, when Paige did it, there was like a mask, and so like it'd be like on a paint stick or something, and like what they would do is they'd stamp the paint stick at each of the countries, and they'd write her name on it, like in the country, like in the script of the country, which was very cool. And she talked to the international cast member. I loved it. And what Paige would do, it was really cool. She would like paint or color with the colors, like 1/11 of the mask in the colors of that country's flag. I mean, she brought them home every time. So it was a really abstract looking mask. And she loved doing this. And like, it got us a chance to kind of cool off, explore the pavilion. And those kind of things were educational, but we enjoyed it because we got to explore all the pavilions throughout and the thing was, we didn't do them all in one night because we'd be there for a week. And so we just brought the mask back each time we went to Epcot. And so we'd say, okay, today we're going to do Canada, the UK, and France. And then the next day, next time we went to Epcot, we'd start in Morocco, Japan, US or whatever. And it was just something, she got a kick out of it, gave us a chance to be able to do the World Showcase pavilions without, she was like 7 or 8, but she learned a lot. Then when she heard about those countries in school, she had just a little bit of background knowledge. Hey, I know what the flag looks like. I know a little bit. It was awesome. But I mean, also we're mentioning kind of going along with like the Wilderness Explorers over at Animal Kingdom. Just little things like that are included with your park admission. The kids get a kick out of. They learn and they got a tangible thing to take home. Then they also have those kind of ones you can buy during the festivals. Those they're kind of inexpensive.
Yeah,
where you get a little reward.
Hunts,
get like a paint can or whatever during Festival of the Arts. Those are fun. But I mean, some of these are free, and there are kids love these things. I think apparently adults do.
Yes, they do.
Agreed.
Who knew?
I'm actually looking at my Duffy on a
So
stick
exactly.
right now. It's right there on my bookshelf, and I can see it. It's got the stamps on it. And
Love it. All right, Pam, we'll give us another one. We got.
Well, so this is something I think that's a big deal and included for everyone who's staying on property. And of course, as long as you have a ticket, these too, but it is the transportation options. And these are a ride, an attraction within themselves, right? Because not only do you have the buses, which are, I mean, interesting buses at
Yeah.
that. They're usually playing Disney music. You get some great cast members who are driving the bus, things like that. But you also have the monorail, which is a huge draw. I mean, it's just such unique transportation. The fact that it goes through the Contemporary, all of that. It's a great way to sort of see all those resorts that are on the monorail line. You also have boats, which take you from, of course, the Magic Kingdom area, but then you also have the Epcot boats and the boat that goes over to Hollywood Studios. You have boats at Disney Springs. You have all different kinds of boats. And then you have the newest addition, which is the Skyliner, which I think is really unique transportation too. And I think not only do you get great views from the Skyliner, but they also have this fantastic spiel that sort of tells you a bit about what you're seeing, what you're looking at, and whatnot. And that would be something that goes between Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and of course the Skyliner resorts, which are Pop Century, Art of Animation, The Riv, and Caribbean Beach Resort. So all of those transportation options, though, are included with the price of admission and with your Disney resort stay. So it's a very cool thing, I think, just to be included because you're there at Walt Disney World.
I agree. And if you're lucky, you get Skipper Phil over at Epcot.
Truth, very true.
You gotta be super lucky, though. I mean, super lucky to get that.
Select days,
Yes.
select appearances.
To get that 3-hour tour. I'm just saying. If you get the minnow, that's pretty cool. Only a few people will get that. Ricky, what do you got?
okay. All right. So my next one is actually for Disney Visa card holders, and if it's at two of the parks, so at Epcot and Disney's Hollywood Studios, you can actually have exclusive meet and greet opportunities, which are free and included, but you have to have a Disney Visa card holder in order to.
And who among us does not have a Disney Visa? Come on, everybody.
I mean,
we
that's
are
true,
the demographic right here. We can all show our cards.
The best part about these meet and greets is because it's not so populated, the characters spend a lot of time with you, so you get a really good character experience with it. Now, a lot of times, especially the one at Epcot, you never quite know exactly which characters it's going to be. At Disney's Hollywood Studios, it's usually, I think, Star Wars.
Kylo Ren.
Is that usually Kylo Ren?
Or, it used to be Darth Vader, but I think now it's Kylo Ren, usually.
That's where I couldn't remember. I know I met Darth Vader when I did
Darth
it. So,
Vader. It was Darth Vader last time at Disneyland, but I think it's Kylo Ren at the studios. I think. I think
so too, but maybe it goes back and forth there too. I'm not entirely sure.
It's a dark side. You never know.
You never know. So it's only got limited hours. So you do want to check the My Disney Experience app to see like when it's available, and also where it is, because it's kind of hard to describe. At Epcot, it's sort of near the Imagination Pavilion, and at Hollywood Studios, it's over in the animation courtyard where the launch bay is. So you can go over there and get two really unique character experiences, which is kind of great. So that part's nice.
Very good. Dark side.
And I think PhotoPass photos are included with that too, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
Shout out Kim Taylor.
There you go.
They have new cameras, by the way, mirrorless.
I saw that.
They're looking great. Make sure you do your makeup before you go to the parks nowadays. That'll look good. It'll get all your blemishes. Just be ready. I'm telling you, it's like we got HD TVs and all the anchors had to like, oh my gosh, look out. They're going to be getting you. Okay, my next one, putt-putt. Back in the day, we called it putt-putt. We had orange rails. It was awesome. We had go-karts and all this stuff. We don't have go-karts at Walt Disney World, but we have mini golf courses. We have Winter Summerland, and we have Fantasia Gardens. And if you have a package, which means you have a hotel and tickets combined, you have an 8-digit confirmation number. That's how you know. You have a free round of mini golf before 4 p.m. So you go down to the check-in desk and you get that. Is it digital, Pam? I always forget about that. Or you got to go to the check-in desk to get this? I think it is digital somehow, but I think it's actually in the app. I think you can
I
access
believe
through
it
the
is
app.
in the app.
But if you're
yes.
not sure, you can just ask a check-in. They'll give you like a voucher.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm old school. Like I like to have something in my hand, but I think you can get it through the app. But I like to talk to people. I'm old school. But anyway, you get that free round of golf for each person in the room. And I mean, I think right now the prices for mini golf at like, Winter Summerland and Fantasia Gardens, I think it's like $12 a round or more. So, I mean, you go over there and play like 4 people. That's like $50. And
Yeah.
those courses are fun. I like Winter Summerland better. I know some people like Fantasia Gardens better. I like Winter Summerland, which is over outside of Blizzard Beach. I just think, but I also like in the summertime the irony of playing like they play Christmas music, and I think that's a hoot because there's a winter side and a summer side, and I always play the winter side. But yeah, you got to play during the day or first thing in the morning because it does kind of, obviously it's during the hotter part of the day because you can't play at night, but it's still fun. Again, the kids get a kick out of that. The family playing together, just play a quick round.
Yeah, agreed. I believe it is like, I think it's $20 per like adult.
Oh my God. See, I got to keep up with these things. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
My burrito cost $3. What are you kidding me? It was 99 cents when I was in high school.
Yeah.
That's me talking about.
$19 per adult.
Shut
and
up.
$12 per child.
Dude,
so.
that's over $1 a hole.
It's not a small benefit.
No. Oh my God. That makes me even more nervous every time I putt unless I'm on my package, and it's really a good value.
Like do it well.
Yes, that's a value every time you're over that ball, man. Concentrate. If a kid's just whacking away, like, dude, you're wasting my money. Focus, kid. Focus.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's go one like lightning round here. What you got? Give us the best one you got left.
So I have this is something that there's some kind of entertainment I think most nights over there, but on select nights there's actually some really great entertainment over at the boardwalk.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, there's like comedians and magicians and people doing like more physical acts and pulling people in, but I'm telling you, some of these acts are so good. They are really worth seeing. I don't know if you guys have seen them lately, but they're good.
They are good. And the same can be said at Disney Springs as well. They have some really entertaining acts that are, included there as well, which, I mean, there's some huge entertainment, talent that's at the parks or at Disney Springs and at the boardwalk that just you're watching them and you're like, wow, that's incredible, So
yeah, when I stayed there, I stayed there the night before the cruise, and there was like this huge mob around this guy, and I was like, and he kind of looked. I was like, is he sawing a guy in half or something? He was doing something like that, but I wasn't. I didn't stay because I was trying to get ice cream. But I was like, dude, I should stay. Is he sawing that dude in half? Maybe he did. I don't know.
Maybe he did. Hopefully that guy lived.
Exactly. Did he live? Did he die? I don't know. On the boardwalk. I'm pretty sure it's Disney.
Mike needed his ice cream.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, well, sorry, bud. I mean, I guess I'll have to, check out Twitter later on because I need a double scoop ice cream cone. Sorry, buddy. You put yourself in that box. All right, Ricky, close us out. We're getting late. Let's go.
Yeah. So every once in a while, the Lego store at Disney Springs, they actually do offer like a free little Lego. You can build, a little Lego figurine and take it home with you. It doesn't happen all the time, and you probably want to check their social media to find out when it's happening. But still, I mean, it's such a cool little thing that you can go and you can get this little free little Lego that you can create. So I think that's kind of neat.
Is this legit?
Yeah.
Says the girl who
I'm not stealing Legos.
Says the girl who stole the crab legs.
I did not steal crab legs.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, you can make these little models. They are first come, first serve.
I think they're called minifigs.
No, that was different.
Oh,
those were completely different things.
Okay.
A long time ago. But like I said, they don't offer it all the time. It's only on select days. So you can't just roll up to the Lego store and say, I'd like my little free figurine today, and have them be like, here you go.
So you'll know if when you leave the store, if it starts going,
yeah, exactly. Don't steal the Legos. But they do offer every once in a while a free Lego figurine that you can create. So
they should, because Legos are so expensive. They should give you a free one every once in a while, and then you'll just step on it sometime, and they'll pay you back.
I like Jason's comment about me. They're free if you run fast enough. Okay, you're not wrong, Jason.
Powered by those hot crab legs. Exactly. Okay, so my last was just gonna be Yeehaw
Hey,
Bob. Yeehaw Bob.
I'm known
plays
for
shows.
pocket biscuits.
Yes,
so
you are,
I might
yes.
as well pocket Legos. I'm just
That's
saying.
exactly
Sorry,
right.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Just be careful. I'm just saying, Yeehaw Bob. He does great shows Wednesday through Friday or Saturday over at Port Orleans Riverside. You can just swing in, get a drink, and enjoy some. I mean, great show right there in the River Roost. That's always fun. So there you go. My last one. All right, so we're gonna get out of here and let you get on with your weekend.
I'm not stealing anything this weekend. I promise.
It's all a bit. She does not steal stuff very often. It's just a joke. I'm just saying. All right.
It's not on purpose.
She's a preacher's wife. I mean, she's a preacher's wife. You gotta be careful. All right. So just saying, we are out of here. Hope you have a great weekend and hope you always enjoy the shows. It's all just for fun. Hopefully you're laughing with us and not like, what is going on? Don't forget.
I'm asking what's going on. But
I'm
that's
sure
okay.
they are. Don't forget our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you have an outstanding vacation. Hopefully give you something to think about, because you might not have even thought about, because a lot of times we get so caught up in like, we got to have the perfect lightning lanes. We got to have the perfect ADRs. We got to make sure that we're at Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at 9:47 a.m. And then by, 9:58, we got to be at Space Mountain. And then at 10:04, we got to be on the TTA. I mean, sometimes we get all wrapped up in that, but slow down and, just, if you see that movie Under the Stars back at Coronado Springs or All-Star Music or Port Orleans Riverside, take advantage of these things. They're there because vacation is a time to slow down and make memories. And hopefully sometimes, these shows just kind of give you something to think about. We're here to hopefully share some laughs, but also every once in a while, just give you a nugget to think about to make that vacation better. So we want to help you plan a great vacation. That's kind of what we do every day over at the Magic for Less. So if you're heading to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, even sailing with the Disney Cruise Line, it'd be a privilege to help you plan your next vacation. Just come over to the website today, over at themagicforless.com. We'll help you plan that trip. No additional cost to you. So again, check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Just click through there and it supports the show with every purchase. And you can support us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. $5 a month is all it takes. And you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. So we appreciate everybody who supports us already. You can support us as well. Again, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow us on the social media. Check us out. See what we're doing. I'm at beourguestmike. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Pam's at TMFLTPam. Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And we want to see you also in the clubhouse. That is where we have so much fun hanging out, all kinds of Disney fans. We're up to about 1,450 folks over there. And we have a hoot over there. We also, again, we do have a Big Brother channel. If you're a Big Brother fan, come on over. We added that this week because a lot of folks wanted it. So it's there. So come on over. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. And we'll have a live call-in show Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch. Tune in wherever you like. Give us a call. Hopefully the phone lines are working and we'll be set. Scott will be joining us for that too. So until we get back together again, hope you're having a rocking weekend, getting ready for one. And thanks so much as always for your support of the show. So for Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a happy Friday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.